This is Bimbo News with your hosts, Laci Siegel, Melissa Stecky.
Hello, and welcome to Webcrawler's Bimbo News. I'm Laci Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
This is a podcast where we'll cover everything from viral news stories to pop culture to things that we watched on TV during the week. We have a Patreon. Our true crime episodes are now only available at patreon.com/webcrawlers for $5 a month with weekly guest host, Producer Maria. Also, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and call into our hotline and leave a voicemail if you'd like to be on our mailbag episode that we should record this week. Leave a voicemail about
at some point.
anything you'd like, really. The number is
626-63-420-69. Nice.
Melissa, who are our new patrons?
We have Liz B, Jessica Gnarly, Sarah M, and Brandon V.
Welcome to the team, y'all. We
Welcome.
are excited to have you. Let's get into it. This week in Weird,
Oh boy.
more Olympics. Let's talk about our girlfriend, Raygun.
You know her, you love her. Raygun. Rachel
Yeah.
Gunn. Yes. She is, I don't know if everyone saw that breakdancing was at the Olympics for the first time.
It's so crazy to me because, I mean, I guess in Europe, breakdancing is a huge deal, is it? I don't
thought
know.
it was more popular here. I don't know.
I just think like on London in the streets, I just think of people
New York
breakdancing.
too. New York, there's a lot of breakdancing, like in the subways, like.
But I think of that in like the 80s. Are they doing
I
it
know.
now?
I've
it's-
seen. If you're on a subway in New York and you hear "Showtime" and you hear a bunch of guys press start on a boombox and they start doing breakdancing, I saw it when I lived in New York. That's still
That happens in real life.
yeah. Oh yeah, and they're
That's
good. They're very
insane
good.
to me.
It's very entertaining. I love it.
I dated a guy
oh no,
who
who's a breakdancer.
he did. He did breakdancing.
You
And he
know,
was, like, in a
Martin told me he could do
breakdance crew.
head spin and breakdance when he was a kid.
Yeah, I honestly think there's like a subculture of white guys who got into breakdancing in like the 80s and 90s.
I
And
saw
it's
it
a
at
secret that they
raves.
only tell you after you've dated for a few years.
I know, yeah. Martin said this and I was like, huh?
Yeah,
I did not know this. But
totally.
you can do a head spin.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
And I'm like, on your head? Like, did you have pain? He's like, no, on cardboard. I'm like,
Yeah, you do it on cardboard. Yeah. I learned that too. You got to do it on cardboard. We should get into
Wow.
breakdancing, actually.
We could be the next Raygun.
Yeah, so what this bitch do? Or
Well,
not
okay,
do?
so she was not good. Not good, and her moves were not complicated. Or how you see, breakdancing, you see,
Yeah.
you use a lot of upper body strength, you're spinning around.
She was doing the sprinkler. She was like...
She was doing interesting moves.
Yeah.
She didn't win anything. She got no points.
She got like zeros across the score. Yeah.
She didn't beat anyone. It was more artistic than it was complicated. And everyone's like,
Yes.
how did she get to the Olympics? She's not
Right.
good. And it was so confusing. And there was this rumor that I think it got debunked, that her and her boyfriend or husband were on like the Olympic committee to like choose who gets to go to the Olympics. And there was like a change.org petition for it. And it was like,
Get a life, people.
I know. And I thought it was real. I was like, oh my God, they were like part of this committee. But it turns out that's not what happened. And it was just, I guess a lot of people didn't sign up for it, or the pool to choose from was very small. And I guess it was like expensive, and you needed a passport, and you needed
I think
all sorts
it's
of
pay your own
paperwork.
way also too.
Yes.
I think that was the main thing.
That was a thing where it's like, well, it wasn't. And this woman has a PhD in breakdancing. Like, she loves breakdancing so much.
Yeah. There is some sort of thing that I read, and I haven't looked into it enough to talk about it, but that she wanted to write some sort of dissertation about breakdancing and decolonization or something like that. And that people thought that this was a stunt for part of her dissertation.
Oh, maybe.
So she's not totally off the hook, but
no.
I think it's like, let a girl have fun. Let a girl named Rachel from Australia have fun. Yeah.
Scammed her way to the Olympics. Got to go to Paris.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's worse things in the world than a girl named Rachel break dancing at the Olympics.
It's
Paris
really
badly.
It was really. I saw the video. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, "This is fake. What is this?"
Oh my God. I watched it so many times laughing.
I've seen it so many times.
I've seen it so many times. It
she
brought
does like
me
a bunny
so much
the
joy.
Kangaroo hop move.
Yeah. It's
and then she spins in a circle like that Homer Simpson gif.
Yeah. It's so funny.
It's so funny. And her confidence is what makes it. She's so like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
With like her hand on her chin.
It's so, and so people in the crowd are like laughing. And that's what makes it the best. It's just, it's so good. Well, whatever she was up to or not up to, listen, if Raygun has one fan, it's me. I don't care if she was scamming or not. I like it. She made me laugh. This was crazy. I read this Olympic gold medalist, Noah Lyles. He grew up in a super strict cult, apparently.
Whoa.
He took the gold medal for the U.S. in the men's 100 meters.
By it was like a photo finish. It was like a crazy finish.
Yeah. And he also won the bronze in 200 meters.
While having COVID.
What? Are you serious?
He revealed that he had COVID because after the race, he needed a wheelchair because he was like so out of breath.
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, I have COVID.
I was on Melissa's basketball team, the Pistol Shrimps, for one season. And I got COVID and I played a game after I had healed from COVID. And
I thought you were going to die.
I still could not breathe. Like I ran up and down the court like 2 times and like had to stop. I do not know how you play with COVID.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how. And you got a bronze medal with COVID.
Insane.
How do you do that?
So according to this BuzzFeed article, he says, I actually grew up in a cult. It was a cult. It just wasn't the level of, okay, we're going to drink the Kool-Aid. He said it was super strict. They had to be homeschooled. The father was the head of the household too. Do you want to text Maria back and say that she is not recording with us? Maria just texted being like, wait, am I recording? No, Maria, you're good. He also said that the church his family intended would tell you who you couldn't and could marry and be in a relationship with.
What?
Then they moved, and I guess his family wanted to join another cult in the different city that they moved to. Yeah, kind of crazy. So he had a interesting upbringing.
He doesn't say what cult it was?
No.
Oh.
Does not reveal. That's the thing is like, because I follow some people on Twitter who are also like, I grew up in a cult. Like just people I feel like
random cults out there.
Yeah, I think that there's just a lot of subsets of these small religions that people grow up in that are just very strict and have these bizarre rules, and they have the tenets of a cult, just what you would define as a cult. It's just crazy.
So weird.
Yeah. Well, in Los Angeles news,
we had 2 earthquakes in the past 2 weeks that were pretty big. I'm
ready for I think it's coming. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared. I think it's coming.
That first one a couple weeks ago you didn't feel it.
I didn't feel the first one.
It was kind of small. It was still over a 4, but I felt it a little. But then there was one last week. That was a big one.
The epicenter was under me and Maria.
That was big. It lasted a long time. It was like a minute long.
it lasted a long time, and my house full ass was shaking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised things did not fall off the walls. It was...
Yeah, I heard cracks.
Yeah, my house was
was nuts.
surfing USA for a good 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It was really scary.
Yeah, it was very like, there's always that initial like first jolt, and then it's kind of like a wave.
Yeah, it was funny because I was in Zoom group therapy, and everyone's faces on the Zoom all of a sudden, because most of us were muted and just one person was talking, and everyone's faces were like, all of a sudden, everyone's mouth just gets really wide, and you could just see a ripple of everyone feeling the earthquake on their video.
It's so scary.
There's nothing more LA than being in Zoom group therapy during an earthquake.
But so I downloaded this app after that first earthquake a few years ago. I downloaded My Shake. It's an app. It alerts you to earthquakes. And what's crazy is that this past the last earthquake, I looked at my phone and I didn't have the sound turned on, but it's supposed to alert you. And it said, earthquake incoming, duck cover, like an alert. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't feel it. Like started shaking. It was like 10 seconds before.
Oh, shut up. That's crazy.
And I was like, oh my God, it worked.
That would scare me. Like, I don't think I'd believe it until it happens.
Well, that's why I was like, this is not, I was like sitting in bed, like on my computer. I'm like, this isn't a thing.
What
this
is
is
bullshit?
But I think it only works it might just be California or like the West Coast. I mean, nowhere else gets earthquakes.
They're beta testing it.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. In other, not local news, but city country news. What are they? Geography news? I don't know how I'm phrasing this. So this is crazy. It was initially a New York Times, New York Magazine article, but then I, of course, got the Daily Mail version.
Hell yeah.
So there, just the facts, just the important parts. So there are these 20 residents in New Brunswick, Canada, over the past few years have all been going to the doctor for various different issues with their brain. Things like memory loss, paralysis, seizures, and different the case, it says now there's, now sits around 39 deaths that this neurologist has reported from this unusual illness that's going around. The Canadian government has rejected the idea that these cases are linked. But Dr. Marrero, who's this neurologist, disagrees and has performed his own tests, finding high levels of pesticides in the patient's blood.
Oh, you got that weed killer.
Yeah. So since 2015, roughly 400 residents have suddenly developed dementia-like symptoms. People experience hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
Get me to the doctor. Hallucinations. Difficulty talking. and memory lapse.
Should I call 911?
Hallucinations. Difficulty talking. Symptoms have appeared in relatively young, healthy adults.
Oh no.
Oh boy. There's a former figure skater, 20 years old, who's become disabled by the disease. 430 patients have come down with whatever this mystery illness is.
Well, the weed killer is that's a thing. It fucks people up. It's poison.
Yeah.
That is a legit
clearly,
thing.
if there's this many cases,
it's not a coincidence.
Seemingly healthy people are coming down with, and they all live in the same area.
It's for sure going to come out.
Rocket scientist.
That's like, oh, whoops, there was poison in the drinking water. Sorry.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's one of those things where 10 years from now, it's just going to be widely known that this is what happened in this place.
That's scary.
Yeah, totally scary. So,
alert.
they're thinking that it's something from Roundup.
Oh, that's awful.
Bad news.
Bad news. And you can still buy that.
Oh yeah, they have a whole aisle of it at Home Depot.
Yeah, what's crazy
it's
is
bizarre.
My parents were still using it because they didn't know. They saw it at the store. They're like, oh, it kills weeds. And like their neighbors were like, yeah, we don't use that here. And they're like, huh? And they're like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's bad. They're like, oh, we had no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this gardener I hired, this like cheap gardener I hired, sprayed it all over the front of my house.
Yeah. And you're like, well, no,
I'm
no,
like,
we don't do that. Yeah. Can you
I'm
not?
trying to die today.
Yeah.
Totally
Crazy.
scary. Another New York Times article. We did an episode, I believe, on Shenyang a long time ago. But the New York Times just did an expose where I guess some dancers have finally decided to speak out.
Oh, yeah. I saw this.
Yeah. So
It's the, what was the Falun Gong? Falun Gong is the, what is it called?
yeah,
The spiritual movement thing?
another cult, essentially.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think there is allegations of like organ harvesting or trafficking or
Oh, was that related to Falun? Oh, right. There was
Remember?
something. Oh, yeah.
there was a prison and they were like harvesting, like killing and like organ harvesting the prisoners
Oh, yeah.
or something. Like it was crazy. We should listen to our own episode again to see what we said.
I remember organ
To see what we
harvesting, a
alleged.
prison, and Shenyun. How they're
And Shenyun.
related, I don't know.
You'll never know unless
You'll
you listen
never
to our
know.
episode. But it says the dance group has discouraged performers from seeking medical care when they were injured, has subjected them to emotional abuse, manipulation, the Times found.
No.
So this is like just some takeaways.
Yeah.
In interviews with 25 former dancers, musicians, and instructors, the Times found that the performers in Shenyang were routinely discouraged from seeking medical care for injuries and often worked grueling hours for low pay while being subjected to emotional abuse and manipulation. The show
Jeez.
seeks to spread the message of Falun Gong, a spiritual movement with roots in China that has been persecuted by the Chinese government for more than 2 decades. Its performers come from all over the world to live and train in upstate New York, and nearly all of them have family members who practice Falun Gong. Many performers said that they pushed themselves to limits out of reverence for Falun Gong's founder and spiritual leader, Li Hongzhi, seeing him as a living god and creator of the universe.
Ugh.
So here are 5 takeaways. Many performers arrive as teenagers and remained well into their adult lives.
Oh.
Performers dance through injuries, unwilling to ask for medical care.
Oh, no.
Performers work long hours for low or no pay. Shenyang promoted an atmosphere of fear. Mr. Lee and his subordinates told performers that any mistakes they made on stage could doom their audience to hell.
Ah. What? Oh, no. No, that is a bad work environment.
Yeah. Shenyang also exerted control over performers' romantic lives, tried to arrange relationships between foreign students and U.S. citizens for visa purposes.
Uh-oh. Wait,
And
they train on this photo in this article. They train on a 400-acre compound in rural upstate New York. Whoa.
That in itself sounds like a cult headquarters to me. It's kind of beautiful, though.
I know.
How'd
It's
they
kinda
construct
nice.
that? Yeah.
Nice.
Scary, man.
Wow.
Weird stuff. And then in sad news, Wally Amos of Famous Amos Cookies died at
I
age
saw
88.
that.
So shout out to
I
the
saw him on
famous
Shark
Amos cookie
Tank.
cake. Really?
A few years ago. He was selling like another snack, another cookie, something, was trying to get investments. No one invested.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, no one invested.
Oh,
But
well.
he's
I
got
hope
famous
you're-
Amos.
I hope he's eating cookies in heaven.
Yeah.
And did you see this? This final one is crazy. This Mississippi attorney arrested for sneaking contraband into jail. And the
No, I
picture
did
of him looks next level insane. It looks like a joke photo of
No.
someone. I can't even explain what he looks like. He's like this bug-eyed lawyer.
Daniel Sidney Dale. Is that his name?
I don't know.
Mississippi
Is
attorney,
he-
cigar wraps and contraband. Okay,
Yes.
let's
So
take a look.
this photo of him is he's in a sweat-stained Yeah. It looks like he looks like a Los Angeles improver dressed up in a lawyer Halloween costume as a joke or something. I don't even understand.
He's a lawyer?
The vibe he's exuding. Yes. He's in his shirt is sweat stained. He has
his
horrible like Goodwill tie that's
Oh yeah, he's just like covered in sweat.
Yeah, his suit jacket, he has like a gray big suit jacket that's like stained. And he's bug-eyed and
like he looks
disheveled, long-haired. It's just the craziest.
He looks like he's like on some sort of substance.
He looks like it's like a character actor or something. It's
I don't know.
Weirdest photo.
This is odd.
I thought it was a joke until I saw it was real. Sorry, that's my phone. It's just the craziest photo I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no, Daniel, what are you doing?
Yeah, Daniel, my brother. And then monkeypox. Should we be worried? I just don't understand.
You know, I was just reading about this, and well, did you know they renamed it Mpox? The WHO like officially renamed it Mpox.
Why?
I don't know, but I just saw read a thing that they named it Mpox.
Okay, should we be worried about Mpox?
Well, I don't know. Mpox. I think it said that it would not spread as broadly in the U.S. or cause health impacts as severe. Also, there's a vaccination.
Okay.
So I think if it did become a problem, I think you just get a vaccination for it, and I think you're good.
Okay.
But it's scary.
A lot of plagues going around these days.
A lot of plagues going around these days. You never know.
Be careful out there.
Oh, but it was in Sweden, announced the first case outside of Africa on Thursday. So it's not, I don't think it's in the U.S. yet. Remember it was like
it was. Yeah.
A few years ago, but I think this is a new strain that's
then
worse.
It left and came back?
It left and it came back. There have been no reported cases of Clade 1 in the U.S. to date. Clade 1 is generally considered more transmissible and more severe than Clade 2, which drove the global Mpox outbreak that peaked in August 2022. Okay. So I think we're okay.
I think we're fine. I think this is like a bird flu situation. Like we're probably okay.
I think we're good. What else is... Oh, these astronauts.
Scary.
That have been stranded. So these two astronauts, they went to space, and it was supposed to be an 8-day trip to space. In June, they went to the International Space Station. You bring supplies for 8 days. But
I'm sure they brought supplies for more than 8 days.
Well, the ISS has supplies for years up there for people. So it was Boeing's new Starliner. Boeing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that we need to stop trusting Boeing.
Stop trusting Boeing. It suffered helium leaks and thruster problems before docking, raising doubts about its safety for the return flight. So these two astronauts, Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, they're just hanging out at the ISS, and they can't catch a ride back until February 2025.
Can you imagine?
But their stock of food and clothes was topped up last week by a supply capsule. So they have supplies. Imagine.
You can see a photo, and like their muscle mass and stuff is like deteriorating. It's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta work out. You gotta keep doing exercises. They got exercise bikes up there.
Yeah, that's like my worst nightmare. But I guess they prepare you for those types of situations. But it's terrifying.
Yeah, that's scary. What else is going on? Burning Man is having trouble selling tickets. This is the first time that it didn't sell out.
Oh.
Yeah. It's sold out every year since 2011. But you remember what happened last year? Those the mudslides and the
Everyone got
rainstorms.
stuck.
Yeah. So 75,000 people attended last year, but now it's only 70,000. And a lot of tech bros are going there now. And like they're spending a ton of money for like people to set up their camps for them.
Oh God.
And they take like helicopters there. And like everyone's like, the vibe is just not good anymore.
The vibe's wrong.
The vibe is off. It's these rich, gross bros going there. And everyone's like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And the mud last year was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pay me to go to Burning Man, but it seems like other people are just getting over it too.
No. Yeah.
Well, what's going on in entertainment news?
Okay. This Blake Lively stuff. That movie, It Ends With Us. I haven't seen it. It's based on a book. I have not read the books. It's Colleen Hoover. She like writes all these best-selling books.
Yeah.
It's weird because there's all these like videos of Blake Lively coming out of like her promoting the movie. It's about domestic violence, I guess the movie is about. And the other star of the movie / he also directed it, I believe, Justin.
Well, that's the whole issue is he directed it.
Yes. And he's talking about promoting the movie by talking about domestic violence. And Blake Lively is like going around like trying to promote her like beverage line and some sort of hair care line, like, you know, the thing that celebrities do when they are promoting movies. And there's just all these clips coming out from her doing like past interviews where she's just like saying weird things and getting offended by people asking her questions about like costumes. But then it turns out this Justin guy hired Johnny Depp's PR company. And everyone's like, well, why is he hiring that? Is he trying to get ahead of something? And there was one little thing that came out that said Blake Lively was offended because he has to pick her up in a scene. And he asked how much she weighs. And so
but it's because he has chronic back problems. So and he had been hospitalized in the past for back issues.
Yeah.
So he wanted to know her weight so that he could like get a strap.
Seems like
for, like,
a normal
his back
question.
Yeah, it's not like a fat shaming thing at all. Also, the big issue was that he is the director of the movie.
Yeah.
And he was hospitalized after the movie was finished filming. And while he was hospitalized, she paid the editor of Deadpool to recut the movie and re-edit it. And then she showed that edit to Sony, and Sony decided to buy that edit of the movie. So she essentially took the directing job from him, and she re-edited the movie as more of a rom-com than like a dark DV movie. And all while he was in the hospital, she re-edited it, showed the movie to Sony, like all behind his back and stuff like that. So that's like where the the whole like weird stuff is going on. She also during the duration of the movie had Ryan Reynolds, who has no affiliation with this movie, her husband, write scenes for the movie.
Oh, the other weird thing is like, I know he hired Johnny Depp's PR company. And this is kind of the same thing that happened with Amber Heard. I have to say, it's
not Johnny Depp's PR company. It's a PR company that also represented Johnny Depp.
Yes. The same PR company, not Johnny Depp's doing PR now.
Yeah, it's not his.
It's the same company that Johnny Depp hired.
Yeah.
And it is a little weird that we are seeing a lot of Blake Lively clips from like past interviews. And it's like, wait, are they doing the same thing that happened with Amber Heard, where they were just like getting all these videos out, like disparaging videos about her out to like try to change the narrative? I'm like, wait a minute, is this what's happening? because like all these old, but like a lot of these old interview clips where the interviewer like congratulated her on her little bump because she's pregnant. Blake Lively's like, congrats on your little bump, like sarcastically was like offended by that. And it turns out the interviewer like couldn't have kids, and she was like very offended by it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I didn't care that she couldn't. I mean, it sucked she couldn't have kids. I thought it was weird what Blake Lively said, period. But I didn't see anything weird about Amber Heard coming out other than, I mean, I don't remember any weird stuff, any like disparaging stuff about any disparaging like actual physical evidence about.
No, there were just a lot of anti-Amber Heard TikTok accounts.
Yes, but this is like actual like physical. I mean, this is kind of like indisputable stuff that is like,
oh no, for
annoying,
sure.
You know?
No,
like,
for sure.
I think that's him hiring a PR firm. It, for me, doesn't raise any red flags because this is kind of like a disaster what she did. And I think that any person would hire a PR firm based off what's
it is
going on
getting
right now.
Weird. It's weird. There's a lot of like, what the hell is going on? Like, and now people are like, well, what did he do? But like,
I
don't know. And apparently all the cast, everyone unfollowed him on Instagram, which is like, that's always like, who cares? Who knows?
For me, I think this reads as like Sony and like Blake Lively were like, you guys like stay in this camp or whatever. Cause also this whatever her name is, the writer of this book,
Colleen.
Yeah. Also like did like domestic violence, like nail polish line and stuff like that.
What?
And coloring book. Yeah. She released that also with like the book that she wrote. And so they've been trying to like market this like for girls. And I think he wanted to take it a different direction. And I think like Blake Lively and the writer of this book kind of got in cahoots and were like, let's do our own thing.
Yeah, and without telling him.
Yeah, is the way that I perceive what's going on. Again, I don't know. And
that makes sense.
Also, like, I don't care is the way I feel about it the most.
Right. I don't care.
Like, my stance on like domestic violence isn't like it ends with us, the movie, you know, like it's not
right.
For me, like this isn't the cause that I'm going to stand behind. Like,
it's like the Don't Worry Darling drama, but like not fun in a way, or it's like, I don't know.
I just think it's funny that this is what people are getting enraged about instead of like domestic violence, period.
Right.
Like they're like, I don't like how Blake Lively is handling like this like PR tour. Like, really? Well, then you're really going to hate domestic violence
if you don't like this
in general, you know, like why did like stop caring about how Blake Lively handles this press tour and like get mad about domestic violence in general and like direct your attention that way instead of like making TikToks about Blake Lively. Like, I think the whole thing's stupid. Like, I don't give a shit about like, I mean, the way she's handling it is stupid. Like, grab your florals and your friends and go watch this movie. I think she's trying to think of it as a woman overcomes her domestic violence relationship, and
I think she's thinking as like
But also, I haven't read the books or seen the movies.
I don't know. I don't know
what the fuck it's about. You know,
I don't know what it's about. I have no idea, and I don't want to read the books.
I also don't find her. I don't get it. Did you watch Gossip Girl? Like, I've just never understood Blake Lively.
No, I think because she's married to Ryan Reynolds and he's like very popular and can be like funny and charming. I think she thinks like, oh, I can be snarky and funny too. It's like, well, you can't.
I just feel like her track record is like, she's been like pro Harvey Weinstein and like pro Woody.
Oh, she was.
Allen.
Oh, right. She was talking about feminism while like being in a Woody Allen movie. Like, girl.
She's like, Woody Allen is good for feminism. And I think she's like kind of said the same for Harvey Weinstein, being like, he's put a lot of women in movies. Like, I'm like,
oh no,
I don't know. I just think she's just like a little tone deaf.
She's tone deaf for sure.
But she seems nice. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't seem nice. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. Donate. You know what? For this episode, we're going to donate to Rain. We're going to donate some money to Rain. Yeah. Wait, actually, Rain is Rain sexual violence or domestic violence?
I think that's sexual violence.
Well, we'll donate there too. And we'll
Sure.
also donate to domestic violence.
Sure.
Sure. On to another
Speaking of feminism,
empowering feminist, Katy Perry.
Katy Perry's having a rough. She's having
A rough year.
She's having a rough year, and you know what? She can afford to have a rough year. You know.
It's happening so many times to her that I'm honestly starting to feel bad.
I know. So this new video she did, Lifetimes. She's under investigation for environmental
crimes.
crimes.
That makes her seem like the villain in like an episode of Captain
so
Planet.
Funny. It's so funny. So it's this, so Woman's World was a flop. The environmental department of the Balearic Islands in Spain said Perry did not get permission for one of the beach scenes in her new Lifetimes music video. The scene in question was filmed in the dunes of Sespalmador, a protected area of the islands that is roped off. The department said the video is not a crime against the environment because filming is allowed with permission, but that Perry and her team infringed on the area and they were not supposed to be there. It's crazy that she sold her soul to the devil. Dr. Luke.
When she killed that nun.
And she's working with Dr. Luke. And it's not working out for her.
No, it is. She needs to go back to Santa Barbara and just chill out or something.
She needs to take a break.
She's wealthy enough that she can just take a break.
Yeah. She's got
just
so
get out of the
much
spotlight.
money.
Yeah.
Just reassess your life. Reassess what music you really want to make. Come back.
You know what she needs to do? She
years.
needs to log off.
She needs to log off.
I think she's too online. I think she's one of those people who's our age and is watching TikToks and Instagram reels and
she's like, this is what's cool. This is what'll get the people talking. And that's no.
Yeah,
no, you're doing it wrong.
She needs to log off.
Godspeed.
In good musician news, this Post Malone country album is, what's it called? Like F1 Trillion or something?
I don't know.
Post
Malone.
It is F1 Trillion. It is so good.
Oh, is it? I haven't listened.
I do not like country music. And it is so fucking good. I cannot.
Really?
It is like.
I'll have to give it a listen.
It's what we're going to get hate mail, but it's what you wish Beyonce's album was.
Oh.
It is. I know. Shots fired.
Whoa. Pew, pew, pew.
I know. Boop, boop, boop. There's a song with Dolly Parton that's amazing. He also, I don't know who these people are really. I know who some of them are, but there's songs with Morgan
Taylor
Wallen.
Swift.
Taylor Swift. Jelly Roll. Tim McGraw.
Oh, I know Tim
Chris
McGraw.
Stapleton. Luke Combs.
I've heard of him.
There's some country heavy hitters who do collabs with him, but it's fun.
Wow.
Okay. It makes me happy. And he's a good singer. I didn't realize he has a good voice.
I saw him at the Hilarity for Charity, Seth Rogen's thing at the Hollywood Bowl a few months ago. He did a surprise set. And he's great.
Yeah. I think he's charming and cute.
And I'm like, I know these songs, his popular songs or whatever. I'm like, I know all his songs. I didn't realize I knew his songs.
Oh, I know. We're Post Malone heads. Also, I texted my mom about it because my parents love country music. I think there's something that happens when you get into your 70s and you're white and just all of a sudden all you do is listen to country. And my mom just calls him Post. She doesn't even call him Post Malone. She's like, oh yeah, I know Post. What?
Is she, that's funny. That's very funny.
She said she heard about Post on her Sunday morning shows. Like,
Sunday morning shows.
I don't know. I guess the news. I don't know what Sunday morning show she watches.
Sunday morning show.
Yeah, I have no idea. I had no idea. But anyways,
very
if you're
funny.
looking for a new album, the Post Malone album is so good.
I'll give it a listen.
And in other feminist news, Kaylee Cuoco is
yeah.
engaged. Again, I didn't even know that she had gotten divorced. Her last
She's married
guy.
to Tommy, or engaged to Tommy Pelfrey, who was at my wedding.
Really?
He
Won't say anything.
He used to date Jamie Alexander from Blind Spot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was at the time. I was like, who's this Jamie's boyfriend? I was like, this guy Tommy. I had no idea. And then I saw him in Ozark. I'm like, oh my God, he's an incredible actor.
I've never watched Ozark. Well, she's engaged to him.
He's so good. And he's very
And it has
he like
my
wrote
boyfriend,
us,
Jason Bateman.
He like wrote us a thank you letter. Like, he's so nice.
Okay, well that's okay. Well, then I'm glad because
He's very nice.
I joke about Kaylee Cuoco, and she really annoyed me for a very long time. But she does a lot of work with animals, and
She does.
And
She
so
does.
for that reason, I've decided to turn around on her.
And for these
so-
reasons, I'm in.
and for these reasons, I have decided to like Kaylee Cuoco.
She was married a couple times.
Yeah,
two times, I think.
Yeah, she was married to some guy, Ryan Sweeting, from
was like a
2013 to
tennis
2016.
player.
Yeah, and then this guy, Carl Cook, from 2018
Wasn't
to
he like
2022.
some weird billionaire guy?
Yeah,
or was
billionaire or
that-
something.
Yeah, his family was like super rich or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a horse guy or something, equestrian,
Oh, yeah.
American show jumper. He was in the Olympics.
What?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh.
But after that, she was like, I'm never going to
Get married
again. And now she's married. Listen,
Well,
I'm
they have
not
a kid.
hating. Yeah, she is. I'm not hating. I just think she's 38.
Oh,
Two,
okay.
two divorces and an engagement.
You know,
I
you
just
can
think
change
it's
your mind.
cool.
You can change
Yeah.
your mind. Who cares?
People are saying, welcome back, Elizabeth Taylor.
Well, boy. Third time's a charm.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Well, and also, this is great news. Emaine Khalif, the boxer who was bullied in the Olympics for her gender, is doing a cyberbullying lawsuit.
Yes,
and
get
some
'em.
people, yes, and
Get
some
their
people
asses.
named in the lawsuit are J.K. Rowling, Mold Brain J.K. Rowling, and Elon Musk. So I hope.
And was
that,
it Jake Paul or Logan Paul? I think one.
Yes.
Of them?
Yeah.
But I think Logan Paul issued an apology. But still,
I don't care. He's a loser.
why would you don't say it?
Yeah,
crazy.
don't say it. I hope she gets everything.
I
and
know.
more. Yeah.
Good.
What's going on in True Crime Corner?
Well, so Matthew Perry passed away last year from ketamine, and
Yes.
5 people were arrested in his death. So
Insane.
yeah, his assistant, his name is Kenneth Iwamasa. He's 59. He apparently was injecting him with ketamine, and he was getting the ketamine from the Ketamine Queen.
Crazy.
Who is
I
this
read
drug dealer?
on Matthew Perry's last day, his assistant injected him 3 different times.
Yes. In the it was 8:30 in the morning, then 12:30, and then a half hour after that or something.
Yeah. And then he was a big dose. It was
Yeah.
8:30 or something, and then at 10, and then at noon or something, and then a really big dose at noon, and then also asked him to heat up the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
But wasn't monitoring him. Not to say those frequencies are okay, because that's
Right.
not appropriate doses of ketamine. But was also leaving, going to run errands and leaving Matthew Perry alone.
And
huge
it was
doses.
2 doctors were also charged for getting him. And then there were text messages, and they were conspiring to charge him way more than what it cost. Like they were making money off of him,
Oh, Jesus.
which is also so fucked.
the whole thing is
It's
just
so
horrible.
sad. Like you're
And that's why-
is his live-in assistant.
This is why I, as an addict, I am pro ketamine for the use of for depression.
Absolutely. And he
Therapy.
was using that for depression, but I guess
But
he was,
here's my thing.
Yeah.
As an addict, I am not going to do ketamine therapy
Mm-hmm.
because, and I'm also not going to do microdosing,
Yeah.
psychedelic microdosing,
you know
because I know
yourself.
that it's effective for other people, but I also know that I am an addict.
Yeah.
And I have a phenomenon of craving, and that I have an allergy to things that I can get addicted to, substances I can get addicted to. I can get addicted to anything as an
Mm-hmm.
addict. I can get addicted to coffee. I can get addicted to online shopping. I can get addicted to
women be shopping.
Women be shopping. I can get addicted to La Croix. I can just,
Yeah.
I have an addictive personality as an addict. So you will never hear me say ketamine therapy isn't beneficial to
Mm-hmm.
people or psychedelics aren't beneficial, whatever. I think that those treatments are very beneficial for,
Yeah.
drug resistant depression. However, I know myself as an addict, I don't know if I like how the ketamine feels, if I like how the
Yeah.
psychedelics feel. What might stop me from then wanting to feel
Yep.
that all day, every day?
Yeah.
So it's a very scary, slippery slope,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be very weary of the people around you
Yeah, it's fucked.
to keep you in check. So I'm very. It's very sad that that's
Yeah.
ended up what happened to him.
But I think they're like his assistant is facing like up to 15 years in prison. These
I think he had a
doctors.
plea deal. I don't know what happened.
Oh, he
with
did?
I read somewhere he got a plea deal, but I'm not sure.
Oh, this is
what-
from
maybe not. I don't
2
know.
days ago. So I don't know what the update is. Well, I guess if he like takes a plea and he like rats out all the other
Yeah.
people.
Anyways, very
Ketamine
very sad
Queen. Do you see
story.
a picture of the Ketamine Queen?
No, I didn't. Let me see.
She's
It's a horse.
no, it's a woman who her name is Jasveen Sangha. Yeah, that's crazy. Hope they all go to jail.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
scary,
nuts.
scary stuff. What else have we got?
Oh my god, did you see this? This creepy guy on the plane that was
No.
following a family?
No, what happened?
So this woman, Lauren Benton, she was at the airport with her husband and their 2 kids, ages 9 and 6. They were flying home to Georgia on Delta Airlines. And they said there was a man near her family at like the TSA checkpoint that was like weirdly following them to their gate. And at one point, she said the man even went into the women's restroom when she was there with her daughter. And she got this weird, creepy feeling. And she said the man continued to follow them. And they boarded the plane. The man followed them, also boarding early, sat down in their row next to them. And at that point, she's like, I had to say something. Because her kids were like getting freaked out by this guy. And she called the flight attendant over and was like, this guy, I don't know what's going on. And he was then escorted off the plane. He did not have a boarding pass for that flight.
Oh my God.
But he had a boarding pass for a different flight that day.
Oh.
So like the plane had to be evacuated. They did like a security sweep. It took about an hour and a half. And like the TSA was like, they were like, there were no lapses at the checkpoint. The man had a valid boarding pass and an ID. But like,
That's
does that mean
terrifying.
if you have a valid boarding pass for like the next flight, do they just scan it and they're like, okay, do they not have an alarm that says incorrect flight?
Wrong flight. They should. That's terrifying.
Maybe they didn't scan it. Maybe they just looked at it.
Looked at it.
How does that's terrifying. How does that even happen?
That's really scary. That's
Yeah, what the
horrible.
fuck? What else is going on?
This Disney restaurant food death was also terrifying to me.
Oh, yeah. So this happened at Walt Disney World in Florida. There was a wrongful death lawsuit, and apparently you can't do it because the man signed up for Disney Plus and he purchased park tickets where like you sign a waiver or clause or something.
Yeah, that everything has to be arbitrated out of court.
So
it says the same in Disney Plus clause. I guess when you sign up for the Disney Plus app, it says any like lawsuits with Disney have to be arbitrated out of court.
So this guy, Jeffrey Piccolo, sued Disney because his wife died from a severe allergic reaction after dining at Walt Disney World in Orlando. So they were at Raygun Road and they asked the waiters if the food had dairy or nuts, which she was severely allergic to. And they told them, nope, no dairy or nuts in the food. But then less than an hour after they ate, she started having difficulty breathing and she collapsed. She was taken to a hospital and then she died.
Yeah, she went to anaphylactic shock.
Yeah. And apparently they can't file a lawsuit because they purchased Disney World tickets. And there's a binding arbitration clause for the tickets.
It's crazy. It makes you think, what the fuck am I signing when I sign up for all these things?
Yeah.
You could be signing away your right to arbitrate several different things. I don't know.
Yeah, like what if you die in Disney World? Like if I don't understand, like if a ride breaks or something and you die, can you not sue them?
Tough shit. You wanted to watch Hercules on Disney Plus, so now you can die on Thunder Mountain. Yeah, and it's like now I'm wondering, like, can the police be in cahoots with Netflix and be like, hey, Netflix, can you put in a sentence in one of your clauses that just say we can do whatever we want, and then so anyone who has a Netflix thing
we can show up to your house and kill you?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Just asking questions.
Just asking questions. My tinfoil hat's on.
Do you read those things?
I've never read anything in my life. So
just sign away. I don't care.
Yeah, just sign away. So who actually reads a clause?
No,
it's
not
just
me.
Scary.
Not me.
Yeah. So I don't know. Scary stuff. Television. I watched this Laci Peterson.
I did too.
Update doc. And I'm like, how do people think this fool is innocent?
There's so many things that happened. I was watching with Martin and I just was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like he just simple things like on his boat when he was like making a homemade anchor, he didn't use a rope. He didn't use a rope for the anchor. What are you doing?
Yeah, or like he went to the place where the bodies were found soon thereafter, or he sold their car, or
sold her car after 6 weeks of her missing.
Yeah, hiding the affair and saying he didn't have a wife when it's just
and then saying his wife disappeared 2 weeks before she disappeared.
Right. I mean, everything about it.
Many things.
Yeah, if you're a Scott Peterson truther, like, please call in and let us know why you think this guy is innocent. Because I just don't even understand. I guess people are like, cheating on your wife doesn't make you guilty of murder. But I'm like, but he also seems really guilty of murder, though.
He's very guilty. He for sure did it.
Yeah.
And like he would drive to the bay where her body was eventually found and like just go there multiple times a day just to like see if they had found her body yet.
Right. I mean,
and that phone call or where he's listening, they have his phone tapped and he's listening to his voicemails. And I think his mom called and was like, they're searching the bay today because they found an object. And I think his mom was like, they found an object. It wasn't a body. It was this. And you can hear him going, like you can hear him saying that in the background.
Yeah. It's just like, God damn. It's
and then he tried to escape to Mexico. He dyed his hair. He had all sorts of different IDs.
Yeah. And his representation is like, he goes, it's San Diego's near Mexico.
He goes there all the time.
Like, bitch, please.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So crazy to me. And And then we're going to have to do an episode on it. There's a new show about more mom talk, about Mormon mom talk. What do they call it? Mom TikTok. Yeah.
Mom talk. Mormon mom talk.
Yeah. Whatever it's basically Mormon
mom talks for mom talk. Mom talks for mom talk. But apparently there's a big scandal.
Well, the scandal was that they were all swinging with each other. And that like a few of the moms weren't, and then like the moms found out that all the other couples were like sex swinging with each other. And they were like, "What the fuck's going on?"
When does this come out? Mormon TikTok.
It needs to come out today because I need something to watch.
Show. Let's see. September 6th. Not soon enough.
God, fuck, too far away for me. But yeah, that'll be great. And you watched The Americans finally.
Oh my God. I've watched, I think I'm on episode 6 of the first season. It's so good.
You hooked? It's good, right?
Oh, I'm in, baby.
Yeah. Doesn't it kind of
Have
make
you
you want to
finished
be a
it?
spy? No, not finished it yet.
Oh, I know. It's so good.
I'm on season 3 now. I had to take a break because I was binging it, and I was like, this isn't really a bingeable show.
No, because the episodes are long, and it's like...
It's dark. Like, it's not,
dark. It's dark.
Like a heavy loaded dark show. And I watched 3 seasons in a row. And so now I can only watch the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader audition show. Because I need to clear my brain rot. But it's a really, really great show. Now, movies. Have you watched any movies?
Well, I saw Trap.
What did you think of?
No spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers. Look, I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Was it a good movie? I do not think so.
Right.
But I don't know that that's the point of M. Night Shyamalan movies anymore. Although you watched Knock at the Cabin, right? Dave Bautista?
I kind of watched it. I didn't
I
full
thought
watch
that
it.
was legit good.
I need to watch that again.
I thought that was very good. I didn't know the twist. I was like, okay, M. Night Shyamalan is back. And then Trap comes and I'm like, okay, he's not back. But does that matter? Because I will see all of his movies.
Yeah, it's like a C, I'd say. C minus.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave it an F. You gave it a D.
Well,
You gave it a
I don't
D.
know what I gave it. I don't know. It's not good.
It's definitely not good.
Josh Hartnett is hot as hell in it.
Oh, he is such a see, if it was anyone but Josh Hartnett in it, I would be like, I don't want to watch this movie. Like, I would have walked out, I think. But the fact that Josh Hartnett is in it, I'm like, I'll watch this guy just be a goof.
It was like
silly.
it was like AI had written the dialogue. It was very odd dialogue.
His last few movies, Knock at the Cabin excluded, of how this was particular in The Visit too, I think it was called, where those kids go visit their grandparents.
The grandparents. I thought that was legit good too.
That was good, but it's like the way that he thinks like kids talk is
bizarre.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's strange. The dialogue is so weird.
He talks like it's like Katy Perry. Like it's someone who's only watches, his only frame of reference for how kids talk is like TikTok videos or something. Yeah,
it's weird. People don't have conversations in real life like he does in movies.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy.
I maybe in a month we'll say something about Trap, but I won't say it now. But there was something about this movie that made it different from his other movies that I think is what made it disappointing to people.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. And that's what it kind of disappointed me too. Where
you're like,
you're like, wait, yeah.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Josh Hartnett, I'd watch him paint a wall.
I was entertained. Yeah. I was entertained the whole time. I was not bored. I will tell you that. And if that's, that's the point of movies. You got to be entertained, right?
I watched 2 of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life yesterday. If you're looking for things to watch at home, I watched on Netflix. I watched The Union, starring Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry on Netflix. And
what?
And
what
J.K.
year did that
Simmons.
come out?
Babe, this year.
What are you talking about? What? I don't know what you're talking about. The Union?
I know. Yesterday, Adam and I were like, we saw a preview and we were like, oh my God, is this from like 2006? We've never seen this movie. And it came out now. And it's about Halle Berry works at this like secret CIA division called the Union. And it's kind of like the Kingsman, where like the Union are like blue collar workers all around the world who they're all around the world who like do stuff for the CIA, because like when the CIA can't get it done, who can get it done better than just like your average blue collar worker? And it's the craziest movie. And so Halle Berry needs to recruit Mark Wahlberg to get who was her high school sweetheart, to get one mission done for her that she has to get someone she really trusts.
She's got one last mission.
She's got one last mission. It's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It was so bad. The writing, there's jokes that aren't jokes. They're just comments. Where I'm like, was that a joke? Or that was just like a flat comment that I think was supposed to be a joke. It was the worst movie I've ever seen, with like the worst twist. And then I watched the Awkwafina John Cena movie on Amazon Prime, where Awkwafina plays a woman in future California who wins the lottery. And the rules of the lottery are now that if you kill the lottery winner within 24 hours, you get to steal their jackpot. And so John Cena has to protect Awkwafina. So
okay, I like that premise. I think that's an interesting premise.
But also, it's kind of the exact same premise as that movie.
That
guy from New Girl did that movie. What's that guy from New Girl? Jake Johnson.
Yeah.
He did Self-Reliance. That was the name of the movie. Oh, wait, is that the name? Was that the name of the movie?
Is it?
Yeah, it was. Okay, Self-Reliance came out in 2024. Tommy receives an invitation to win $1 million by playing a game where he must outwit hunters attempting to kill him.
Right.
It was the exact same movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, imagine being really inspired by that movie and then writing this movie.
Weird.
It honestly was the exact same movie.
That's so strange.
Except with Awkwafina and John Cena. So I don't know.
Later. What's going... that's weird. I saw on Twitter, Halle Berry like tweeted something, or like a promoted tweet that was like, it was clearly written by whoever works for her. Yeah. It was like, what's the first movie you remember seeing me in? I'm trying to see something. Like using like Twitter speak to like, oh boy. And I was like, because she's in this movie, trying to like promote this movie. Yeah. That all makes sense.
Well, I'm trying to see something. If you guys watch The Union, please comment and let us know what you think, because it was like the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh boy.
Anything else you care to share? Any movies?
No, I mean, well, Twisters.
Oh. Yeah.
I liked it.
It's fun.
It's fun.
I think it's meant for 4DX though.
Okay.
Because seeing it in a theater, I was like, this would be really fun if I was in one of those chairs that was like spitting water and like blowing wind on me.
Yeah. That is true. It would make a fun ride.
Yeah. Like that's how I feel like it should be watched. Otherwise, you're kind of like, oh, wow. Like tornadoes are an issue we need to tackle. Like otherwise it like feels serious kind of.
It was good. It was good. It wasn't bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not bad.
Glenn Powell's great.
Yeah, he's good. Book.
I read a book.
Tell us about it.
I read a book called Days of Abandonment.
What is it
about?
And
it's by Elena Ferrante. She wrote this book called My brilliant friend, which I did not write, but it's a TV show that I think there's going to be 2 seasons. I did not watch it, but I probably will now.
Ooh.
It's this book. It's pretty short, and it's about a woman who's kind of like losing her mind after her husband leaves her for a younger woman.
Been there.
And it's basically about like the days after her husband leaves her, and she's just like slowly going crazy and starts like doing crazy things.
Okay, that sounds good.
And it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Like,
That
I love
sounds
books about women losing their minds.
Yeah, that's my wheelhouse. I'll read that.
It's a good book. And she has 2 kids, and she's just doing crazy things.
Sold.
She's doing
Sold.
crazy things. Big fan. Liked it. Liked it.
Can't wait for Blake Lively to turn it into a movie.
Oh, no.
It's starring Raygun. All right, guys, that's it for today. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends. I'm Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And that's all, folks. Bye.